Hi, I wanted to speak on this subject here because the subject of grief is something that all of us are dealing with in my personal life, and I'm seeing a lot of people around that are going through this part of life called grief, and it can be very painful and very dark and very lonely, and it can be very unforgiving at times. But I wanted to share some words with you that I've been hanging on to very tightly, and it's been giving me strength to move on every day, giving me the strength to move forward, and I know in the beginning of grief, the world kind of stops, and there's a lot. It looks different for everybody, but the world stops. And I want to first give you something that it was all I could hang on to, scripturally, and any sort of comfort. It's the only thing I could hang on to because it was so raw. And I'm sharing this in hopes that it will help someone who's going through this. And then I'm also going to share some practical things that might help. It may or may not. So I just want to edify and hopefully bring some kind of something, in a time that nothing seems to bring comfort. I want to give you something. Okay? I'm going to be looking at my notes and reading out of my Bible. The one thing that I could hang on was Romans 8. I have it marked. I want to read out of the Word because the Word is life. Okay. Romans 8, 26-28. Likewise, the Spirit also helps our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought. But the Spirit itself makes intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. And he that searches the hearts know what is the mind of the Spirit, because he makes intercession for the saints according to the will of Yah, God. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahuwah, the Lord, to them who are called according to his purpose. And for me personally, I'm hoping that this would give someone something to hang on to while we're grieving and processing, loss, is that the Spirit itself will make groanings when we don't have words. So for me personally, it was a matter of just, all I could do was just face our Creator, face our Messiah, and just weep. And that verse was comforting to me because he knew what I couldn't utter. Okay? He is near to those who are broken. Just turn. If all you can do is just Just turn to the Most High. Go outside. Look up into the sky and weep. Or cry in your bed. Cry into your pillow. But whatever it is, your spirit. His spirit will see you and sees your heart. And for quite a while, that was about all I could handle. So, just grief is fresh to you. Maybe that's all you can handle right now. But I want to share some more things. So if you could share this, save this video for later when you're ready to hear the rest. Okay? If you're ready to hear more, I want to share something else that you can stand on. Okay. Matthew 11:28 through 30. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest in your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I know in the church it's a very common passage that's shared, and it is very comforting. And while I was reading, I found out that our Savior, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Yahushua, however you want to say his name, our Messiah, he was quoting Jeremiah. And I just find so much joy when I see the scriptures. I know that the scriptures, the whole Bible, is one. It's not just the old and the new, it's one. And it just, I love it when I see them together, when I see one supporting the other, because it's just proof that his word never changes from the beginning until the end. So I want to read this to you, okay? Jeremiah 6:16. Thus says Yahuwah the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the ancient paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. So when the Messiah was saying that his yoke is easy, his burden is light, we're speaking truth. The way of the Most High, the way of the Messiah, is the same. And I'm sharing this because I want to encourage you to, when you're ready, cling to the Word. Start reading from Genesis, because I know in a lot of our Bibles it has, when our Messiah was speaking, the letters weren't read. But I want to tell you and remind you that the whole Bible reads read. Okay, in John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, God. And the Word was Elohim. The same was in the beginning with Elohim. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And if you skip down to, you keep reading, but for the purposes of the video, I'm going to go down to verse 14. And the Word was made flesh, and tabernacled among us, or dwelled among us. And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the beloved Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. Okay, so John here is telling you, reminding us that the whole Word is the Messiah. So when we are at a loss, dig deep, because the deeper you dig, the more hope you will have. Okay, I'm going to share more with you. Psalm 61. Okay. Hear my cry, O Elohim, Attend to my prayer. For the end of the earth will I cry unto you when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. That rock that David talks about here in Psalm 61. In Matthew 7:24-25. This is the words of our Messiah. Therefore, whosoever hears these things of mine and does them, I will liken unto him a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the whole wind blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon the rock. I want to encourage you to read that whole passage, because he was warning. It was a warning and also an encouragement that you can find your strength in him, because he is the rock. His word, he is the foundation of the earth. His mouth is what created the earth. Okay, so he is what we can stand on. And these words that are written in here, preserved all these thousands of years, can bring us life. And if you notice here, it says here on verse 25, and the rain descended and the floods came. So he's not promising a perfect life, a life of your dreams. What he's saying is when you are founded on him, the rock, that you will be able to sustain the storm that is to come. Okay? Life sucks sometimes. It really does. But if we have our hope in him, and hope is something that we can grab onto, we can grab onto this. We can grab onto the word when there's nothing else, because his word is what created this earth. His word. So his word can sustain us. His word can provide for us. His word can bring us healing. His word can allow us to forgive ourselves and to forgive others around us. Okay, nothing is impossible. So what I'm saying is, when you have nothing, when you're in your darkest hour, and you're ready to come out of that darkness, cling to the word. Start from Genesis all the way to Revelation. And when you're done, start over again. Over and over and over again, because this is all we have to hang on to. Let me give you some more. Isaiah 44. I want to give you some things to hang on to. These aren't my words. These are the words of the Most High. These are the words of our Creator and our Messiah. They're the same word. Isaiah 44, verse 8. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told you that from that time I have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there an Elohim besides me? Yea, there is no other rock. I know not any. You know, and he's speaking to Isaiah here, saying, oh, don't you know? But we can also look at this and say, okay, we have this word, right? And we can tell ourselves, don't we know that there is no other God besides our God? Okay? And if you happen to be watching this and you don't know the God of this earth as your God, there's a lot of places you can start. There's a lot of information out there. There's churches on every corner. If we don't have a Bible, walk into a church and ask for a Bible. Doesn't matter what version, just start. Just start. Read from Genesis. And read. And if you honestly, I have met, God, at my most darkest times, with the Word open, saying, "Are you really there?" And He has answered in ways that I know it was Him. Okay. And here's a little tip. That when you are seeking an answer from God, whether you are a seasoned Christian or out of the church, if you are woken up and you are walking in the ways of the Most High, if you are an atheist, if you are a fifth grader, and you're watching this, and you want some answers, make your prayers private, inside, okay? Because the enemy cannot hear what's inside. Only the Most High. So when you have questions that you want answered, He can answer them in a way that you know it was Him when you pray in private, in your secret place. Okay. Here's some more scriptures on the rock. 1 Samuel 2, verse 2. There is none holy as Yahuwah, for there is none beside you, neither is there any rock like our Elohim. He is our foundation. He does not promise a perfect life, but He does promise to be there when we seek Him with everything. One more thing. I know that different people have different beliefs, so this may or may not be for you. But this is something that has been bringing some major healing, okay, for me. So I'm going to share. You could take it or leave it. It's up to you. It's all supported by the Word that when we honor the Sabbath, that we are sanctified. He sanctifies us through us honoring His holy day. And without going into great detail, scripturally, the Sabbath, Shabbat, means seventh day. Literally in the definition means the seventh day, which is Saturday. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And you don't work. You rest. You make the day about Him. You don't cook, you don't clean. For some people, it's just going to be an adjustment. You have to change your work schedule or change your habits of whatever you normally do on Saturdays. But if you truly want healing and you're ready to be healed, to be made whole, this is something that you will get results. You will get healing from. It took our family a while to do it. My husband had to change his schedule, and it took us to figure out the works of it and everything. But every Sabbath, I am made more and more whole again. And every time I turn these pages of this Word, especially on the Sabbath, it's like the treasure. It's treasure that does not even measure to anything in this world. Nothing in this world can compare to the peace and the wholeness. And I don't even have the words. I can't even. The Word says that you're sanctified in it. If that's the Word, then that's the Word. But if you are hurting and you want healing and you're ready to be healed, honor the Sabbath. Look it up. You can email me or my husband. If you're a man, email my husband. I'll put the information down below. But it's not a religious thing. It's not a legalistic thing. This is if you are with the creator of this earth, you will honor his way, and he blesses you in ways that you can't imagine. It is a blessing. You know, our Messiah, Jesus, he said, how did you word that? Man, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So it was made for us. I swear, it's like a reset button. I'm able to just let go of the responsibility of the week. I already took care of the food for the kids, the husband, myself for that day, the day before. And so my husband or my kids are hungry, I go get it yourself. Go ahead, you're hungry? Go ahead, go eat. I don't gotta do nothing. I can spend time on the Word, I could sleep. The naps on the Sabbath are the best naps you will ever have. I promise you that. So if you want to sleep the whole 24 hours, it would be the best sleep you will ever have in your entire life. Okay? You are not required to be, a holy person on that day. Okay? And which, by the way, holy actually means set apart. You are walking in the ways of the Creator and not in the ways of the world. That's all it is. So when the Most High was talking to the Israelites back in the day of Torah, when he was trying to establish everything, he was saying, "Be holy, for I am holy." Okay, I remember looking at that going, wow, that's a really tall order. But when I learned what holy really is, it literally means set apart. That's it. So our Father is set apart from this world. Okay, that's why we can't understand his ways. But if we can walk in his instructions, then we will be blessed in the Spirit in ways that, man, you will be blessed. Okay, so I wanted to leave these nuggets for you, the Word, for those of you who are grieving. I don't know. It's gonna be okay. Shalom.